he just cut me off cold, and that hurt, you know. And I think that flipped this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
Sometimes your son gonna be looking you in the eye and say, Dad, how do I get through this? And then what are you gonna tell him when you quit before? What are you gonna tell him when you took shortcuts? So you gotta think, man, like sometimes you go through things and you don't know the reason at first, but it's not for right now. It's to help someone later, like your son or your daughter. Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now. That's the point, man. There's so much stuff that's bigger than you right now that you're going through for a bigger purpose than you can even imagine.
He got broken, not once, over and over again. Life didn't tap him on the shoulder, it crushed him. Plans failed, people left, confidence disappeared. There were moments he didn't recognize himself anymore, but he didn't stay there. While others quit after the fall, he sat in the damage and learned. Every loss took something from him and left something behind. Patience, edge, cold clarity. He got back up without an announcement, without support, without permission, still hurt, still angry, still moving. The break didn't end him, it stripped him, and what stood back up wasn't the same person. Less trust, more focus, no tolerance for weakness. He doesn't fear being broken again, because now he knows, no matter how hard he falls, he gets back up.
Fucking bet against me. Bet against me. Tell me it's not gonna happen. Tell me it's gonna fail.
I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it.
You wake up, right to work.
How about days off? One day, but not today. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done.
It's the one thing I hate the most to do, and I do it like I love it. I found peace years ago. Years ago. In the battle you find peace. When you go to war with yourself, you find a lot of peace. It's because you know exactly who you are. And that is where the peace is really found for me.
But guess what? You never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. When they knock you down, when they try on you, when they talk about you, and they try to put their foot on your neck. If you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve. Fortify your mind and feel this level of happiness as you rise.
After you lose, or when you get knocked down, stay down there for a minute. Understand why you lost. Why did you get knocked down? Because if you just jump right back up, you're gonna lose again. So every time I lost, I stayed down for a second. Minutes, hours, days, weeks. But when I stood up, I was different.
Shut that down. Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights, sprint the hill, work on the project, get out of bed.
Lazy people do a little work and think they should be winning, but winners work as hard as possible and still worry if you're being lazy. But here's what you should know about winning before you chase it. Winning's not loyal to you. It doesn't care about you. Winning doesn't care how sore you are. Winning doesn't care how much sleep you get. Winning doesn't care how hard you work at times. Winning requires all of you and then more, and it promises you nothing. It's a mastermind of creating fear and doubt in your mind. It causes setback after setback. So the question is about winning. Are you willing to sprint when the distance is unknown?
When the end is unknown and the distance is unknown, that's when you know who the fuck you are. Stay hard.
You want to be a winner? You gonna outwork everybody. They chill, you grind. They party, you work. You push yourself further than anybody else is willing to, and in a matter of time, the difference will show. And results don't lie.
They thought he was finished. That was the mistake. He didn't collapse. He recalibrated. Every hit forced him to look inward. Every failure removed another excuse. He stood in the ruins and made a decision. Either stay down or rebuild with intent. So he rebuilt. Not fast, not loud. Brick by brick, he learned to move without validation, to work without witnesses, to trust himself when nothing else worked. Pain stopped being a warning. It became a direction. And now when pressure rises, he doesn't panic. He remembers he's already been destroyed, and he's still here. That's power.
You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. Okay. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child.
In order to really truly learn about yourself and about life, you have to overcome adversity. You have to experience things. And I firmly believe that in order to truly appreciate love, you have to understand and really have felt hate. And to really appreciate camaraderie, you have to feel loneliness. So this is just a part of being a person.
You ain't no boy no more. This ain't no base. This ain't no, I want to go party. Now it's time to create a legacy now. You had your fun. Now get your work.
Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing.
You can't cheat yourself, man. Stop expecting results that you know you didn't work for.
The struggle is real. It never gets any easier. You gotta get harder. Stay hard.
Every fucking negative comment should trigger you into productive action. Every time somebody says something to you, you should go do whatever it is that is going to make them have to eat their words. Right then, right now.
It's the truth, though. Listen, every day when you get out of bed, life's standing right there to kick you in the fucking face, man.
You gotta shut off technology. Yeah, I go here. So go to that dark place. I call it the dark room, where you're alone. No cell phones, no music, no TVs, no computers. You by yourself. Very few people want to be alone anymore. They want to be around noise and people, and you can't think. Be alone. Go to that dark space.
If you look in the mirror and you frown upon yourself, you created that. That's not an accident, it's a habit. It's like you look in the mirror and you smile because you see excellence. That's not an accident, it's a habit. You guys need to start taking responsibility for your actions. When you start taking responsibility for your actions, you start to find the belief in what you're doing, the passion behind it. You create value in what you're doing.
There's a lot of people who complain about the bad things that happen in their life, not understanding that without the bad things, you'd have no life at all. You need all of the bad things. You need the mental struggle. You need to go through things which you regret. You need to sit there so that if you've never regretted any action you've ever taken, how can you sit and make a intelligent decision for the future? You can't do it. You need to sit and say, well, I felt the sting of regret for X. I don't want to feel the sting of regret for Y. You need this experience, and that's what life is all about. People think that life is just the good times, and this is the massive misconception. Love is a perfect example. Let's use love, because people think being in love is holding hands and I hold hands and we cuddle in bed. I love them. Love is the whole spectrum. Love is missing them. Love is breaking up with them. Love is being sad they don't text you. Love is the whole circle. There's no up without down. Anything that has the ability to emotionally affect you positively has the ability to emotionally affect you negatively.